As the corporate sector evolves, Burka Africa remains committed to cultivating world-class thought leaders and providing innovative, human-centered solutions that shape a prosperous future for African governments and businesses. About Burka Africa. Burka Africa is a platform that houses expert consultants from across the African sub-region that provide strategic sustainable leadership, organizational development, corporate governance, coaching, and ESG advisory services to businesses and African governments. Burka's strategic thrust is to strengthen strategic alignment for Africa's development by bridging the gap between governments, businesses, and industry experts for leadership and business solutions, serving as a center for excellence and transformative leadership insights in Africa. The consortium is dedicated to shaping ethical, visionary, productive, and sustainable businesses and leadership across Africa. Through advisory, training, and coaching, Burka supports executives, managers, and organizations in achieving excellence, growth, and sustainable impact. Visit our website www.burkafrica.com for more information.
Let's today it's another session of the Back Africa Youth Leadership webinar series, and we are going to talk about entrepreneurship as a tool for youth empowerment in Africa. My name is Michael Akon, and I'm going to be moderating this session. And we have here our guest today, Neuro Mensa Jesse, who is the founder and CEO of Neuro Support Network, and also Elliot Bizakin, who is also an entrepreneur and very passionate about environmental and sanitation and leadership. So let's zoom in to find out who our guests are. Hello, Neuros, and are you here, please? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay,
Hello,
okay,
can you
that
also
is.
hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. Elliot, are you here with us?
Yeah. I'm in.
Great, great. Do you mind sharing how you're feeling, just to check in? And also, you can as well introduce yourself once again. So just a brief, a few words, telling us who you are, so that we can kickstart the conversation.
Matthew, do I start? Should I start?
Sure, that is fine. Please go
Okay.
ahead.
So, I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling excited about this conversation because entrepreneurship is something that it's really needed in our dispensation. So I'm so excited about this conversation. And as
Right.
Michael mentioned, my name is Marius Mensah Jesse. Um, I'm a social entrepreneur. I mean, that is for a fact. And um, I'm the executive director and founder for the Mirror Support Network, which does more mental health advocacy and then um, things related to mental health. So, yes, um, I'm a disability and rehabilitation professional. So, that is basically simply about me. Thank you for the opportunity.
Okay, that is so great to hear from you, Nurse. Elliot, can you hear from you as well, please?
Yeah, I can hear very clearly.
Okay, so we just want to know a little about you, who you are, and yeah.
Yeah, briefly and in short, my name is Elliot, and before that, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
The moderator, the team, and the participant of this meeting. I'm happy that we are all going to share together whatever we understand when it comes to entrepreneurship. And like I mentioned, my name is Elliot. And briefly, I am much into youth advocate. I also um, work with sustainable and environmental services. And entirely, I'm into entrepreneurship. Briefly, I can mention that. And so I am the CEO of Superior Digital Masters and other two companies. One is the Mentorship Click, which is measuring on youth empowerment as well. And basically, this is me, and we get to hear of more of me maybe during the discussion. I'm happy to see Michael the way he's smiling. Maybe I'm sure we'll connect more.
Right, right. Definitely,
Yeah,
definitely. We will.
I I
So,
I am.
please go ahead.
It's cool. It's cool. I just wanted to say I'm happy to see Michael smiling, and so I'm happy to see him.
Right. It's great to connect with you as well, Elliot, and then Neros. So let's zoom into the conversation. So this morning, you are once again welcome to this series. And we know Africa has the youngest and fastest growing population on the planet and globally. But this is our biggest opportunity, but also our biggest challenges with unemployment and shifting economy. So today, this morning, we are not going to talk just about business. We are going to talk about mindset, how young Africans can shape um, and shift from job seeking to job creation, and how ideas, local problems, and raw talents can turn into real impact. We will break down the real realities funding, that is funding, digital tools, markets, mentorship, and innovation. And we are also going to push the idea that entrepreneurship isn't just about big organizations or big companies, but also small businesses matters in areas like farming, tech, creative work, community solutions, and that is where we all start from. And so today the goal is to give you practical thinking, confidence, and push to spot opportunities around you and act on them. So let's just get the conversation started. Then, so I'm going to start with you, Elias. I'm sorry, Elliot. Um, so when you talk about entrepreneurship, what does it mean to you beyond making money? Oh, Elliot, please, are you here? Okay, if it's not here, maybe we can go with you, Neros. When we talk
Can you
about
hear me?
entrepreneurship, yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Good, good. Okay.
So when we talk about
So,
entrepreneurship, I just want to find out what it means to you, maybe beyond making money, but you can just approach it from any angle you deem fit.
okay. Thank you so much for the question. Entrepreneurship literally is not majorly on making money. Entrepreneurship is all about solving problems, making an impact, and the sustainability of whatever you want to do. Am I coming clear? You can hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Good. So entrepreneurship is all about you solving problems, creating an impact, and that impact being lasting. And so once you are able to solve a problem, when you are able to identify a challenge, you are able to identify an issue somewhere that need an attention, either national, globally, or if it is a community need, and you are able to identify that, you get a solution for it, you are automatically an entrepreneur. So it's about you being able to identify this and you are able to go with it.
Great, great. Thank you so much. Just as a follow up to that question, so why is entrepreneurship becoming increasingly important for the African youth and in the African continent?
Wow.
Yes. Why do you think entrepreneurship should be important to young Africans?
Me. Can you hear me?
Yes, Elliot, I can hear you. So my question was that why do you think entrepreneurship is becoming important for African youth?
Uh, Now, today, as we speak, I want to be sure that if not all of us on this platform, but more than uh, a higher percentage of us will be university graduates. And as we speak, when you finish school, it is not something that automatically you have a guarantee that there's a job lying down or laying down waiting for you to get employed. And when you look into the national issues in the country at the moment, considering the African issues and even globally, the most important and the most solution to our issues right now is entrepreneurship. With the youth venturing into the problems, getting solutions for it would be the best solution for us and to be quick and making money as well. I think the first question was aside making money, but in as much as we do this, definitely you will get something out of it. Once you solve the problem, let's say there's a high rate of what's the name? High rate of teenage pregnancy in some of the rural areas in the country, and you are able to get a sustainable solution to this that will stop the youth from it. Definitely there's something that is always leading the youth into that because they have something nothing doing, so definitely they will consider doing some of these little nasty things that will definitely lead them into such situations. And some of them, it is not their decisions, it is based on the environment they found themselves in, and at the end of the day the environment would go with them, as maybe that is not their future plans. And so once we are able to put ourselves into this, definitely we need it.
Great, great. That's a very great response. Now let's come to you, Neros. You mentioned that you were a social entrepreneur, right?
Yes,
Yes. Okay, that's great. So I just want to start with you on this. How do you think young people in Africa can identify business opportunities within their communities and coming from a problem solving angle, not just like buying and selling, but from that perspective of making impact as well as solving problems and making a little money? So what do you think they can start with? And how do they get started?
Michael. Michael, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me
Okay.
as
Yes,
well?
yes, I can. I think it dropped off a little, but I think I got a summary of what you asked. So basically, how do young people more like identify business opportunities? So that's basically in their communities. I think yes. So the fundamental basis of entrepreneurship, as we've probably already established, is about finding a problem. So how to identify a problem is basically looking at the reoccurring issues in your community. I think Elliot mentioned something about, let's say, teenage pregnancy. Probably you find yourself in a community where every young girl who grows up turns out to lose their dreams or something because of teenage pregnancy. It becomes a reoccurring issue that you can't afford to let it continue. That is where the whole business, the whole entrepreneurship starts. What is happening? What is making you uncomfortable? What is making you feel like, no, I have to find a way to enhance the living of those people. So anything that takes your mind, takes your passion, takes your emotions in terms of, no, this is not right. I have to make it right. No, this is not how it's supposed to be. No, this is something can be done better. That is where the opportunity brings itself, because entrepreneurship is about finding opportunities, taking the risk, and making the best out of it. So personally, I saw a gap in mental health. No, I didn't understand why a lot of people were going through so much without people not talking about it. So what do I do? I bring out an innovative solution idea to help keep that. So to find a business or an entrepreneur venture, start from where you find yourself. What is happening that you feel is not right, that could be done better. And through that, that is where you can brainstorm, come up with ideas in order to solve the problem, and it becomes a business. I don't know if it's clear. Okay.
Great, great. I really relate with the example you gave about teenage pregnancy and also your own initiative. That's the mental health. So basically, entrepreneurship is about finding a problem and getting a solution to it. So just a follow up again with you. Can entrepreneurship be learned, or do you think entrepreneurs are naturally born? And so if you are not naturally born, you cannot learn
Hmm.
or then start. Yeah,
I mean, this is similar to the question about leaders, whether leaders are born or made. I feel like we have people who are naturally creative. We have people who are innovative. We have people who are, I mean, they're able to bring up ideas. We have people who are naturally like that. But then, entrepreneurship or being an entrepreneur is a skill, and then it takes time to develop yourself, how to talk. I mean, we have people who are naturally talkative. No, that wouldn't make you an entrepreneur. So despite the fact that we have people who are naturally born with some skills that is in relation to entrepreneurship, the fullness or the totality of entrepreneurship is learned because it's a skill. The same way we learn leadership skills, the same way people learn how to communicate, people learn how to lead. That is how we learn how to bring ideas. That is how we learn how to come up with problems. I mean, how to develop problem solving skills. So, yes, we have people who have traits of entrepreneurship naturally, but the fullness of entrepreneurship is learned, or it can be developed as a skill.
great, great. Thank you so much, Neros, for those great insights. So let's go to a different dimension now. We talk about the challenges that or that face entrepreneurs in this age. When you look at the various communities in terms of regulations and other things. So let's start with this, Elliot. What are some of the biggest obstacles facing young entrepreneurs in Africa today?
Thank you so much. I think this is very real. It's not something that is hiding. And the challenges facing the young entrepreneurs is all about funding, and sometimes we the young ones who are growing up, we fail to be able to align ourselves with already experienced people, and that is mentorship. So once the 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 growing or the young ones are able to get the mentorship from the already experienced ones, you get it easy even on how to get the fundings and all of that. So the major problem is funding. But government has launched a number of initiatives that they support young entrepreneurs in the country, and even outside the country, there are other NGOs like the UN and other organizations. They are available to support once your initiative is something that is valuable to solve a problem, and that is aligned with their policies or align with whatever they are leading or heading to. There are a number of organizations that are available and ready to support, but we, the young people, fail to get those things out. And so, literally, like I said, the major problem is funding, but funding is not literally the primary problem. The primary problem is we, the young ones, we fail to get the right, uh, what's the name, the right information. Maybe, okay, I can put it this way: either the government or whoever is supposed to leave the information where the young people are supposed to get. You know, in Ghana, our educational curricula is made up in a way that when you go to school, what they teach you, even when you go to the working force, is something different. You won't get the same thing. And so you are now going to start something fresh, like a first year in a working environment. And that's why most companies, when they are advertising, they are looking for at least 2 years experience. And I usually ask, how about the fresh graduates? How do they get those jobs? So the major problem is funding, but what leads to the funding is that there are other opportunities, there are a number of opportunities that is available to support young entrepreneurs. That is not open, that is not available. The information is not available to young entrepreneurs to have it and utilize it accordingly. I think that is where I am looking up to. And that's where the mentorship click came in about, so that we reestablish, get the right information to the young people who are coming up. Either you want to venture into entrepreneurship, either you want to go into different dimensions of your life, but you must grow and you must grow differently. And so that is our major motive of the mentorship clinic. So we have mentors, we have already mentors who are excelling in their various areas, whether in entrepreneurship, whether in their job roles. Some are working with a very high commissions, like the UN. I'm talking about one of our mentors is working with the UN organization, and he's one of the African leaders, and he's part of the group who is, like, every day they post some of the opportunities. We post the opportunities that the young people will be able to get access to these information I'm talking about, and that is my area that I'm able to see the need. And we hope that in the near future we are able to solve this out. Thank you so much. I will limit it here. I'm sure my friend will have more to add.
Right. Very well. Thank you so much, Elliot. Just to reiterate what you mentioned, you spoke about mentorship, lack of mentorship, and then also limited access to opportunities, which I can relate. Myself, I'm past fellow of the United Nations Youth Leader, UNFPA Youth Leaders Fellowship. So I got to benefit from their program, and as part of it, there was a mentorship phase, which was really helpful. Also a part of the Mastercard Foundation alumni. So there are opportunities there, but you realize that sometimes young people do not have access to these opportunities because they do not know about them. And so I really relate with what you're saying. Also, Neros, can we have your perspective on the same issue? What do you think are some of the challenges facing?
Before that, I'm also an alumnus of the Mastercard Foundation. So
Oh, that's great. It's good to connect. We'll talk more.
the,
Let me
yes,
interject.
yes,
Then you
like
guys got it. Yeah, you guys got it at the right time.
yeah, we did. I would also tackle it from the aspect of mindset. I mean, as a mental health advocate, I like to look at things on that angle. I personally believe that one thing that is affecting young people in terms of entrepreneurship is our mindset. We are brought up, I mean, even the educational system is part of this, our upbringing is part of it. We are brought up that the answer is either A, B, or C, or D. So we are not given the opportunity to have a growth mindset or a growing mindset. We have this fixed mindset that this is how it's supposed to be. So when we try it once and it doesn't work, that is that. So we have a lot of young people who come up with ideas, and as soon as they decide to start, they just end. Oh, because of finance, let's just stop. Oh, because we don't have exposure, let's just stop. But we have seen people in the same place where you found yourself, and they are doing well. So the question that comes up when I think about this is, Why? That is where growth mindset comes in. We have people who have developed themselves with growth mindset that they don't see challenges. No, they see obstacles. They see things that just hinder their progress, but then also sees it as a stepping stone. So most young people who are not entering into entrepreneurship, are not doing well in entrepreneurship, is because they have a fixed mindset. They don't have a growth mindset. They don't have a mindset that is resilient and adaptive to challenges. So that is one angle that I can also add up to what Elliot mentioned.
All right, it's very, very insightful, and I agree as well. But don't you think also part of the mindset, some of them are afraid of failing because entrepreneurship is a very, very big risk. Business in general is a big risk, and especially starting from scratch. And so, don't you think it's about fear of failure? So, what can you say about that as well?
Yes, we are people who are very risk. I mean, they they want to prevent risk. They don't like taking risk. I mean, it is, and I'm saying it is probably as a result of our upbringing. We have a lot of young people who are like that because they are afraid of failing. But what we fail to understand is failure is part of life. I actually want to term it as failure is a feedback. We don't have this basis, and so it makes it very difficult for us to enter into new ventures or new things because we are afraid that we would end up not doing well. And that is,
Exactly.
I would attribute that to, I mean, in our academic system, if you don't turn first, second, you are last. People will be, your parents will be blaming you. So all these things make us grow up with this fear of, oh, I don't want to fail, I don't want to be last, and that is the mindset we grow up with. So yes, fear of failure is one of the reasons why a lot of people just avoid entrepreneurship.
Right, right. That is great. So, once again, today we are talking about youth and entrepreneurship on this series. You are welcome if you are just joining in. We are having Elliot and then Nero share with us their journeys and then also their insights and perspectives on young Africans and entrepreneurship. So please leave your comment as you listen in. You can just drop your comments and your questions. If you have any questions or something to add, you can leave it in the comment sections and we are going to read them out to you. Yeah. So let's head on to the conversation again. Let me come back to you, Elliot. Um, so how can you mention in your earlier submission that there's lack of access to opportunities and also sometimes mentorship? So in situations like this, how do you think young entrepreneurs can succeed and thrive in their pursuit of success?
Thank you so much. Let me build up from my friend's last statement, and that the environment is very, very important. What you perceived when you are growing is very, very important. And this has to deal with what we learned, what you put in your head, the friends you take wherever you find yourself, whether in school, whether at work, whether in your business journey, with the people you move with. Okay. So sometimes, in this country, I don't know, I don't have much physical experience of other countries. I only learned research and all of that. But considering my little understanding of the research I've been doing from other countries, it's like this country, the way things have been done, definitely put the fear automatically in us. You, in the first place, there's nothing that will motivate you to take a start. And all this has to go round about the challenges. But like my friend said, if you have the mindset to take a step, you can succeed.
Okay, I think we are losing Elliot. Elliot, can you hear us? Maybe we can wait for him a little. Neros, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here, Michael.
Yes, okay. I think we lost him briefly, but we can continue, and then when he comes back, we have him again. So let's still talk about the challenges. Okay, so can you share a personal lesson of your failure in your journey at any point that you think can inspire someone?
Um, Great.
I
I have
Oh, Elliot, I we lost you briefly, so I wanted to proceed with Neuros and then come back to you.
no problem. Let him continue. Let him continue.
Sure. So just we'll come back to you soon.
Michael, I think I lost you in the middle of the question. I just
Okay,
heard
so
the latter part
I was
Mr.
just
Agapi.
yes, I was just asking if you could share a personal journey of failure that can you think can inspire someone.
So as I mentioned, my form of entrepreneurship is more of social entrepreneurship. So it's not more about do products, go and sell. And I mean, there are several options that I've tried, and I feel like we have people who are not who are social entrepreneurs, and I like to classify myself I'm a social entrepreneur because the product thing doesn't work for me. So how this whole thing about the Naira support network and everything came about is as a result of my own issue of mental health issue that I went through right from senior high school. So our target start from basically the senior high school up to tertiary level. And um, so it happened that my my father, I mean, got blind as a result of um, a medical negligence by a doctor. My mom also some years later developed stroke and then all that. So as a young person growing up, all of these things were so hard on me. But then I didn't know anything about mental health. Like I hadn't heard anything about mental health before. I I mean, a very good student. First five in my science class started dropping. My WASI result was so bad. Like it was so bad. Till I came to the tertiary school and I met my college counselor, and that is where everything turned apart. I mean, everything turned outside as a table stand. Let me put it that way. Of which I eventually graduated as valedictorian of the College of Health Sciences. So even in the middle of school, I realized that no, why wasn't I aware of mental health? Because if I had known and had seek help, I wouldn't have had such bad WASI results. I wouldn't have killed myself, suffered so much alone. So what do I do as a young person growing up? Then that means I have to come up with an initiative to help young people like myself. And seriously, the opportunities that I've got, both finances, both exposures, talking on international platforms, going to different places to go and talk to young people has been nothing sort of blessing. And then recently, the it's one of the things I'm working out through my organization. It's a book that I've written about. It's called Scars to Strength, and all these are things that I realize it is things that I went through. I didn't know, but I've come to understand. So what I am doing as a social entrepreneur is making impact with these experiences, these things that made me go down, put me to my lowest, to bring it out to also impact a lot of people. And I'm getting a lot of returns, both financially, both network wise, both opportunities wise, and it's really been a great time. So this is things that happened in my life that I can use to inspire someone that no matter what you are going through, trust me, there is a business, not to say business, but there is a venture or an impact from it. Yes, thank you.
Right. That is very inspiring, Neurus. I think it starts from your personal story and how you were able to thrive on that to help other people as well. So I think that is very inspiring, and I can see some people joining us in the comments. We have on YouTube, we have Marvis joining from Accra. Marvis, you're welcome to the show. Please share and invite other people to join. We also have Mavis joining from Gorso. So you're all welcome once again. So let's come back to you, Elliot. Um, should I take the question again, or you still want to?
I think you can take the question again.
Okay, sure. So I was just going to talk about how do you think young entrepreneurs can succeed with such limited resources, like they don't have mentorship, they don't have access to opportunities? How do you think they can make it, be able to make some change?
Okay. Like I was making the submission, it's all about the what is being perceived in their mind, in their head. It's all about what they perceived from beginning to wherever they find themselves. And so once you are you put yourself in a condition that I am going to do this, whatever be the challenges, you look for a solution. You don't end it there. One of my fathers, I call him my father, not a mentor. I don't know if you know him, Dr. Sam Adiyemi. He's a Nigerian and a pastor as well. He wrote a book, Failing Successfully. You can fail and fail flat. Like if you're falling, you can fall flat. It is all about you. Whatever you want to do, the challenge you have seen to solve, what is the rationale behind solving that challenge or that problem? And so once you tackle it from that angle or that tangent, you can easily get things easy. And I don't think whatever challenge might be, you'll be eager in solving the problem instead of stepping away to follow the challenges. The moment you see a challenge, the moment you see an issue or a problem in a journey, and you have stopped to think or follow the problem, then I think the success will end there. There are a number of entrepreneurs in the country, in Ghana here. Let's not go out of the boundaries, like the likes of Joseph Sion Japan. When you listen to his story, he's into environmental and sanitation. Aside, he's into other several entrepreneurship company services as well, services and products and all of that. And currently, he owns about 76 companies in this country, in Ghana, one person. And so it is all about the mindset, what you fix your mind. That's why I was talking about friends. The people who walk around, do they motivate you or they encourage you to look down on the problem that you are facing? Once you mention, like I meet you today, maybe this is the problems I'm facing through. Let me use myself as an example. The Spirit Digital Masters, I started it somewhere 2021. That was when I registered it under Registrar General Department and started officially to operate. It was all about laptops. A friend pressured me to get him a laptop. I wasn't having any mind about it. But if I was in Accra, a friend pressured me to get him a laptop. And when I get to the laptop shop, and in a way, I'm someone who is open to discussions wherever I find myself. So when I go to the shop to buy the laptop, by engaging and all of that, the person told me that, oh, me too, I can sell. Because I quickly briefed myself what I was doing and around within the Accra there. And he told me, oh, I can also put it on my status and all of that. You don't need to own a shop. And that was why I started it. I started it without even having money to buy one laptop. But at the store, we speak at the moment, I can order over 50 laptops and put it in a shop and be selling it. And now I have expanded the services. I didn't know how to open laptop and all of that. But by so doing, now I can open a laptop, scatter the laptop, put it back together, the hardware and the software, everything. It is all about your mind that we can put all these challenges behind and things can work perfectly. There is no one who doesn't face a challenge. And when you look, I usually say that if only that when you want to succeed, there is no challenge, then we would have all been successful as we speak. It shouldn't be some few people. We shouldn't mention only Elon Musk, who is the highest earner in the world. No, but he does something different. And that something different is not about the challenges and the problems he goes through. It is about the solutions his focus is on. As we speak today, most of us are using what's the name? We are using his network. What's the name? The what link? Almost every Ghanaian is using it. And wherever you find yourself, I usually say, I don't know how he did it. Even when you are underground and you find yourself underground, you use it. You just put the pole. You get easy access to the internet, irrespective of the area you find yourself. And that was a problem he solved for all of us. He's sitting over there, and we are paying him monthly in Ghana here. So it is all about our mind, so that we put the challenges aside. There is no one who doesn't face a challenge as human being, even not being an entrepreneur, as human being in our daily lives, as we even speak right now. You see my background. I came for lectures. I'm in KNUS campus right now. I came for lectures and I have to step out from the lecture room to join this meeting. So there are everywhere you get a challenge, but it is up to you to choose the right path based on your mentality, based on what you have been exposed to. Let me limit it. I'm speaking plenty.
No, I think you are sharing great insights, and
Because
we are
I'm
really
speaking, anytime I'm to speak about entrepreneurship, I speak with emotions. And I feel like we should get this at very easy once we are growing up. When you go out, like I said, I don't have personal physical experience, but I do a lot of research. I like research. When I see something, I want to get to know more about it. Once they are growing, you would realize that they put them into that. And before the person will get to realize him or herself after 18 years, the person is already doing well. But our environment and what our minds goes through doesn't help us as young people in Ghana, and let me expand it to Africa as well. We have when we say we are going to compete with Europe, well, coming back to Africa, Africa can do better and very well than them if we are going to rely on our resources. We have everything, but our mind, we have to go and call them, and we'll be paying them all the money over there. It is all about the mind.
right. Right. Thank you so much, Elliot. That was really great from you. Also in the comments, we have Spencer joining from Tesano. Spencer, you're welcome. We also have Lizian joining from Tema. Lizian, you're also welcome. And she says it's a great conversation. And she's also saying that I think the currency for success in business these days is integrity and trust. Yes, that is very, very true. Please keep your comments coming and your questions as well. Do share the link so that other people, your friends and families can benefit from this conversation. And so talking about the opportunities that we do not have, I think there are also programs that are helping young entrepreneurs to build themselves and sometimes even give them funding if they think their idea is great. So just to kickstart, Mastercard Foundation, for instance, has a lot of those programs with other partners. I think there is also MEST in Accra. MEST, you can just search some of these opportunities. If you're a young person, and then you are in the conversation, you can just set some of these things that I'm mentioning. You can also maybe reach out to any of us later. We talk more on it. But zoning into the conversation of technology and the future, how do you think technology has changed the way young people access opportunities in terms of entrepreneurship and business? Let's come to you, Niros. Do you think technology has made any impact or significant change?
Yes, 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 and yes, and yes, and yes. I feel like it has made getting opportunity very easy. And a little bit about how to solve the challenges. Even technology comes in to help us, and it makes accessing information easier. And I think one of the issues that Elliot mentioned earlier about entrepreneurship is the fact that we don't have access to opportunities, we don't have the right information and all that. But this is where technology, AI, and other digital platform comes in to make everything easier. Now, as Michael was saying, you can just go online and just search entrepreneurship opportunities for young people in Africa. You can ask any AI tool, and it will give you a list of it. But then now the issue is we don't like to read, we don't like to search, we don't like to. go out and seek for information. So yes, technology is doing so well. It's even helping us network because you mentioned that one way to go into entrepreneurship is networking. Now we have LinkedIn. I mean, that is one thing I'm very particular about, to network with people, professional people, but we are not doing it. So yes, technology has come to shorten the problem. It hasn't solved it entirely, but then things about information, about getting access to information or network has been made available even at the comfort of our homes. So yes, technology is doing so well in solving these challenges. Yes, Michael. Michael.
Oh, I was muted, so sorry. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's a very great conversation and a response. Um let's have from you as well, Elliot. What do you think about technology and then today the prospects of opportunities in terms of entrepreneurship? Yeah, let's have it brief, just to be mindful of time.
For me, I usually say that I thank God and my mom for giving birth to me at this era, at the right time. I was giving birth at the right time. And so, so I think we're giving birth at the time that technology is starting to come and we are growing with it. So if you are a young person, like I was saying, lack of opportunities today, and you are still sitting down waiting for someone to help you grow, I think you are not ready in person. Like all the maybe after here, I'm sure we'll get in touch. But all the things I do personally, nobody taught me. Right now, I'm a professional designer. I've designed for my MP for 2 years before, and if he's listening or if he's able to join, he would list. He'll be able to testify that I designed it for him for free. I use Photoshop and other stuffs, and I was designing it for him for free. I learned it personally. I didn't go to classroom. I didn't go to anybody to teach me. I use technology to learn. Right now, aside Photoshop and other applications, you can use Canva to create a flyer in a shorter period of time. AI has come to help us, and now you can use AI to create a flyer less than seconds. So technology is the best thing. I love this word, speed and accuracy. You can go with speed and there will be accuracy in it. So I love technology, and technology is the best that every young person needed to grow should go with. Thank you. Let me not speak much on that.
Right, right. Thank you so much. I like the perspective that was coming. And, when you talk about globalization, it's how technology has made things very easy to happen despite the geographical location or the time or anything. So, technology is really moving, it's shifting how things happen in today's world. Let's talk about the industry. So, nearest to you, when you look at today, what do you think are the industries that look very prosperous in the near future, like from now to the next 5 to 10 years? Where should young people invest? Which industry should they target?
Top of it will be the technological industry or the world of AI. Because right now you can't debate this. I mean, nobody can. Right now, AI, digital services, technology is is a trending industry. I mean, raising questions of whether AI is going to take our jobs and then everything. So yes, technology and then AI, digital services are on top of the list. Second to that, I can please maybe the environmental, I mean, industry or things related to the environment, things on climate and then all those things. Because as globalization comes in, as urbanization comes in, climate issues and other environmental issues also come up. So as you look at AI, we look at environment, and then lastly, because I'm in the health sector, I can also bring in the health industry, especially on things related to mental health, and because all these are coming up as a result of lack of let's say in-person exposure and globalization and then all these things. So technology, environment, health. These are industries or areas that I feel like it's having a lot of opportunities, untapped opportunities, especially in Africa and the world as a whole. Thank you.
Great, great. That's a great response. Elliot, do you have a take on this as well?
Exactly, my friend has said it almost all, but I'll add agriculture to it. If any young person wants to grow, you can dive it either IT or technology or agribusiness. And that is, you see, every opportunity government releases that they want to sponsor or support young people or youth, they are into these areas. And so once you have the background, you have the setup, you are already far gone. And so the funding, the support will be available for you. So I would advise we move into that.
Great, great. That's very so. If you're a young person looking to start something in entrepreneurship, our speaker said you can look at AI. Today, you can also look at environment and climate action, climate smart agriculture. Elliot also mentioned agribusiness and also health as well, because some of these things are basic necessities that we cannot live without. So, thank you so much for those responses. Now, let's get to one of our final questions. If you were to start a business today, what problem would you attempt to solve? Like very briefly, can you give us any idea that you would want to tackle?
Um, in a brief, I would suggest, depending on where you find yourself, maybe my location, I have limited access to maybe agri that I mentioned. Maybe my friend, my co-speaker, wherever he found himself, more of the demands is the health side. Maybe wherever the other, maybe the participants on the page, wherever they found themselves, when you consider the northern zone, the middle, and the coastal, that's the Accra and each side, there are definitely different issues or problems that we can identify in all this part. When you are going to do farming in the northern area, you get it easier as compared to the other areas. So based on our location, the recommendations that we give, some of the sectors that we can venture into it based on our location, and it will
I
help
think
us to grow as young individuals.
great, great. That's great. Niels, can you hear from me as well?
Yes, I can hear from you. Should
But
I
I'm,
should
I'm
I
saying,
should
can
I
we
go?
have your take?
Okay,
So
okay.
if you,
So
yeah,
personally, I would. I mean, this is subjective. This is personally. I would, because of my passion in health, as I mentioned, and mental health, as I said, I would work on a venture or a business that mix that blends AI and mental health. How AI, how technology can facilitate accessible mental health services, stigma-free mental health services. So that is personally, if the question was supposed to be addressed personally, that is what I would do. But generally, as Elliot mentioned, depending on where you find yourself, look for your challenge, and that is the way to go.
all right. That's very great. So I'm still looking forward to some questions. So far, there are not any in the comments. But let me just reintroduce our speakers. So if you are joining us, we have Neuros Mensa Jesse, who is an emerging African leader whose work sits at the intersection of mental health, disability inclusion, youth empowerment, and research-driven community transformation. He's also a purpose-driven scholar and advocate. He graduated from KNUST with a first class and distinguished himself as the overall best graduating student and valedictorian of the College of Health Sciences, best graduating student of of the School of Public Health and the Department of Health Promotion and Disability Studies. His impact extends far beyond the classroom. His undergraduate years were marked by transformative leadership, serving in 26 leadership roles across campus, national and international spaces. He's done a lot, and it's really great to have you here, Neuros, and also Elliot, who is a youth empowerment advocate, an emerging leader and postgraduate student in MHRS in KNUST. He is currently serving as the branch manager for Zoom Lion Ghana Limited in the Ahafo region and is passionate about advancing youth development through leadership, innovation, and skills training. He is the founder of Superior Digital Masters, Eleric Consults Ghana Limited, and the Mentorship Click. He has held key leadership roles, including PR officer for the Ghana National Union of Technical Students and SRC electoral commissioners at the Sunyani Technical University. Through community IT training programs and participation in the Enactors Ghana Trainers of the Trainee Program, he continues to equip young people with entrepreneur, financial literacy, and life skills to drive sustainable impact across Africa. And my name is Michael Akon. This has been your panel for today. I would like to take the last words from our speakers, and then we can wrap up the conversation. So let's start with you, Elliot. What are your last words? What do you have to tell any young person in this country who is thinking about, or beyond Ghana, who's thinking about not getting a job? What can they start with? And what are the opportunities available? And also, you can leave your ways that people can connect with you.
Thank you so much, my brother. I think our advice that we first start in our rooms. When we are able to come and strive from our rooms, we get it easy when we step outside. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. You are. We can hear you.
So once we are able to strive from our rooms, and now technology has made it easy. Whatever we do, either a service, either a product, or whatever we are into, we can easily make it in a room. Last night, around 4 a.m., I had to sell a laptop to someone in Accra that I wasn't anywhere closer to the person. Yesterday, someone called me around 3 p.m. and needed a passport, and by 7 p.m., I had a passport for the person. I didn't know where the person is. It was through recommendation. In our previous, I think, messages that we were sharing, my brother made mention that trust, or you, the moderator, instead. Trust counts in everything that we do, and referrals and other stuff comes in. As we speak, I don't have time to sit, like I was telling you, I sell laptops and other stuff. I don't have time to sit in a laptop shop to be selling, but I make a lot of sales in my phone with the use of data only data. I'm far gone. So I'd advise that we utilize the social media handles that we have, Facebook and WhatsApp, and then maybe we can consider our professional side on LinkedIn. If we measure on these tasks, it will help us a lot to go far. Aside, we can also think about content creation. We can sleep and wake up and be making money. A lot of social entrepreneurs are making a lot of money on content creation. When we talk about these Goshesh, and we talk about, what's the name of the other guy, they are making a lot of money. And when you look at the number of people following them, every day, I've been monitoring them. When they leave a comment, less than a minute, they get over almost 100 comments on it. And they are making it out there. Just get something that you are addicted to. Like I'm saying, I'm talking about maybe IT or entrepreneurship, laptops. Every day day in, day out. When I go to my social media, I should be talking something related to that. You should be consistent with whatever you do, and you can easily make it. Nobody was born to be rich, and nobody was born to be poor. We can all be rich if we all put our minds like those who are rich today. Things can be easy, and we can all make it possible.
Right,
I
right.
wish us all the best in our endeavors wherever we find ourselves in the country or outside the country. And I think we can share it maybe through the comment section. The moderator or whoever has my details can share it on it. Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay, sure. Thank you so much, Elliot. It was great having you. Now to you, Ross, your last words.
Thank you so much. I mean, first of all, to Becca Africa for the opportunity, to the moderator panel, and Jacob who reached out, and then everyone. So I would like to leave, let's say, three final words. So the first one is, don't wait to get something huge before you start. Start with what you have. In the good book that is, I mean, as a Christian, when Moses was going to, I mean, was on the verge of saving the Israelites, God asked him, "What are you holding?" And then he said, "A rod." Who would have known that a rod could have could have caused a miracle? That is how entrepreneurship works. Don't wait till you have this huge money. Start with the rod in your hand. So that's the first thing I'll say. Secondly, is to be visible. Try. I love visibility. I call it settings. The settings.
Mm,
Like,
yes.
do settings, because trust me, the people doing very well in our time or everywhere, it's not the very good ones, it's the visible ones. So be visible. And lastly, don't ever think you are young. You are not too young to start anything. I remember when I told my one of my people that I've written a book. He was like, "Oh, why not wait till you finish masters?" Trust me, you are not too young. And right now, I've written the book, and God willing, next month on the 14th, I'm launching the book. So trust me, don't think you are young for anything. Just start right now, because it's the time to start and to be better in the future. Thank you very much for the opportunity once again, and I was glad to be part of this program. Thank you.
Great, great. Thank you so much, Neros, as well. It was a very
Michael,
great
sorry.
panel.
So, I would want to use the opportunity to invite everyone to the book launch. It's happening on KNUST campus on the 14th of June. So, if you are in Kumasi, you can pass by anywhere. You can pass by. Thank you so much.
Right, right, right. Thank you so
I'll
much
come.
as well.
I'll come.
Yes, I'm in
Thank
Accra,
you
but
again.
let's see how that goes. And
Thank
yeah, I
you.
really
Thank
like
you.
your last point, and then the quotes you made. I think there's a similar quote from the late Kofi Annan, who was the 7th UN Secretary General, and also from Ghana. He says, "You are never too young to lead, and you should never doubt your capacity to triumph where others have not." So it's just a great inspiration to have this conversation. Mercy says, "Thank you so much. It's a great conversation. I'm glad you found it useful." And this brings us to the end of today's session. We were really happy to have had you as speakers, and also our listeners. Thank you so much for staying through with us. We will meet some other time. My name is Michael Akon, and I've been your moderator. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye.
As the corporate sector evolves, Burka Africa remains committed to cultivating world-class thought leaders and providing innovative, human-centered solutions that shape a prosperous future for African governments and businesses. About Burka Africa. Burka Africa is a platform that houses expert consultants from across the African sub-region that provide strategic sustainable leadership, organizational development, corporate governance, coaching, and ESG advisory services to businesses and African governments. Burka's strategic thrust is to strengthen strategic alignment for Africa's development by bridging the gap between governments, businesses, and industry experts for leadership and business solutions, serving as a center for excellence and transformative leadership insights in Africa. The consortium is dedicated to shaping ethical, visionary, productive, and sustainable businesses and leadership across Africa. Through advisory, training, and coaching, Burka supports executives, managers, and organizations in achieving excellence, growth, and sustainable impact. Visit our website www.burkafrica.com for more information.